Again, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the Stts show, and this is JRS Sydney. We are still going to be talking about Benin City, the Ogiamien of Utantan Benin Nation, and the Oba of Benin and Benin Kingdom as a whole. But this time around, I am going to be appealing again to the federal government led by Muhammadu Buhari to perform their statutory role as regards to the federating states. As we all know, states in Nigeria never inherited Nigeria from the colonial authority. It was the federal government of Nigeria that inherited the Nigerian territory from the British colonial government. Having said this, I want to remember my president that the basic problem here is this. They say that information is the key to the prevention of violence, and they say that information is the key to the cause of unity, and they say that information is always the key to growth, Mr. President. Having said this, I want to remind you, Mr. President, that the inaction of the Nigerian government on several occasions had often led Nigerians to committing violence, becoming terrorists, becoming murderers, becoming whatever. That when I was growing up in the country, it was not possible to see this type of attitudes, because I would say that we had leaders who had what we call human feelings and the fears of God. But today we have leaders whose only interest is that of lining their pocket with national or public funds, while they continue to oppress and the poor wallow in abject poverty. Mr. President, it is well known worldwide that the founder of any civilization is often those responsible for building the first edifice in that community. Mr. President, the Ogiamien of Utantan Benin Kingdom founded the present-day Benin Kingdom. The only way you can know this without going into politics is that we're going to look at Benin City again. The Ogiamien's palace was built 300 years before the Oba's palace was built. And if the Oba was powerful, as it is being told, that palace of the Ogiamien wouldn't have been there. Therefore, Mr. President, I want to appeal to you sincerely, because my fear is this, that your inactions in Benin City could lead to a future escalation of violences between the Ogiamiens and the Oba's family. I am not equally going to stop you here. I want to tell you that my fear is going to be that it is going to be a triangular violence in Benin City, because I think that the Ijaws on their own are equally going to resist the attempt of the Oba of Benin to occupy their territory known as Egilegele. Well, the territorial occupation of Egilegele, or the territorial integrity of Gilegele, or the territorial ownership of Gilegele can best be found in history. I am appealing to the federal government of Nigeria to look at the pre-colonial settlement of Nigeria, or the area known as Niger area, which later became Nigeria, so that the parties involved in this crisis can be brought to the negotiating table. The state government has no possibility. The state government cannot do it, because the Oba of Benin is nothing but an imperialist, a man who does not want the truth, a man who wants to feed people with lies, a man who wants people to believe that he was great. But where this greatness comes from, I have not been able to find it in history. Having said this, your inactions at the federal level led Nnamdi Kanu to acclaim that those states, even Cross River State, were all part of Biafra. I do not blame Kanu. When Kanu came into Nigeria, he was arrested in Nigeria for illegal entry. Kanu should have been prosecuted for illegal entry and sent to prison. But what did we do in Nigeria? Because of what I call greed, selfishness, inexperience, Kanu was prosecuted for terrorism, while leaving behind the most and the visible crime he committed, which is entering Nigeria illegally without a document. That could have been the first prosecution, but unfortunately they did not do that. Listen to this, Mr. President. Benin City is boiling. We are all pretending. Do you not think that the Ogiamiens are going to fold their hands? I will continue to say this. The Ogiamiens founded Benin, and they have every right in that city. They have every right to have royalties from what their forefathers founded. The Oba of Benin never founded Benin. For the Oba of Benin to now become such what I call too powerful. That could have been seen by 1897 when the British came.